If you're dreaming of walking through Japan's famous bamboo forests, but feeling hesitant about the crowds, you're not alone. In this video, I'm sharing 5 places that felt surprisingly peaceful when I visited. They weren't completely empty, but they offered enough space to pause, take photos, and simply enjoy the moment. Whether you're traveling solo or just craving stillness, these places might offer the softer kind of experience you're looking for. The first place I recommend is a small bamboo forest in Kamakura, a coastal town that makes for a popular day trip from Tokyo. It's an easy ride, about an hour by train to Kamakura Station, followed by a short local bus to Hokokuji Temple. Hokokuji is a small Buddhist temple with a tranquil bamboo garden and a quiet tea house tucked in the back. There's a small entrance fee, but it's well worth it. You'll walk along a narrow path surrounded by tall bamboo, leading to a simple tea house where you can sip matcha while taking in the view. My friend and I visited on a weekday afternoon in spring. There were a few small groups on the temple grounds, but we had the tea house to ourselves. If you've traveled in Japan before, you know how much walking is involved. So I was especially grateful for a shaded place to sit, slow down, and enjoy the quiet. Before we move on, I want to pause and talk about something else I experienced during this visit: Sakura season in Japan. I never fully understood the hype around cherry blossoms until I saw them for myself. There's something magical about being there when the sakura begin to bloom, because just as quickly as they arrive, wind and rain send their soft pink petals floating to the ground. Over time, I've come to relate my travel style and even my life to Sakura season. Their fleeting nature reminds me to slow down, savor the moment, and simply be present. Instead of rushing through a checklist, I try to take my time to notice where I am, to appreciate the fact that I made it to Japan. And that's the kind of slow, intentional travel I wish for you too. I hope these recommendations help you find small pockets of quiet to pause, breathe, and really enjoy your time in Japan. One of the things I love about slow travel in Japan is finding calm in unexpected places. This next spot is exactly that: a quiet bamboo path tucked away in a small town called Sakura City in Chiba Prefecture. Sakura is located not far from Narita Airport, making it a surprisingly convenient stop either right after you land or just before heading home. The Hiyodorizaka bamboo path is more than just a peaceful slope. It's part of a historic route that once connected the samurai district during the Edo period. Sakura City was a prominent castle town at the time, and walking through the area today still offers a glimpse of its feudal past. Near the bamboo-lined slope, you'll find a handful of preserved samurai residences that are open to the public. For a small entrance fee, you can step inside these Edo period homes and get a sense for how the samurai and their families once lived. If you're curious, there are walking tours available, and even one that lets you try on a samurai costume and hold a replica sword. Whether you're there for the history or just a quiet walk under the bamboo, the spot feels like a peaceful pause. hidden in plain sight. And if you're curious about how to turn this into a full day trip, I have a separate video all about spending a slow day in Sakura City, linked in the video description. You might not expect to find a peaceful bamboo grove in the middle of Tokyo, but that's exactly what makes this next spot feel so special. I originally discovered this place while searching for a quiet day walk along the forested Todoroki ravine park, a hidden river walkway tucked away in the city. But when I arrived, the pathway was closed for construction due to strong winds the week before. It was disappointing at first, but it's what led me to stumble upon the Japanese garden nearby, home to our next bamboo path. Just before entering the garden, there's a small patch of grass where you could picnic or rest your legs. There's also a small tea house with additional seating areas to enjoy the calm in a nice shaded area. I took my time strolling through the pathways, admiring garden species and flowers I'd never seen before. Somehow I even found trees still holding on to their vivid fall colors in the middle of April. This garden felt like a neighborhood favorite. People were quiet, respectful, and gave each other space. The bamboo path itself was completely empty when I visited. I had time to slow down, take in the stillness, and capture a few beautiful photos and videos. It honestly gave me Ghibli vibes in the best way, and I'm so glad that my slow travel journey brought me here. Sometimes the most memorable places we visit appear after something else falls through. Has this ever happened to you? I'd love to hear your story in the comments. This series is my way of sharing those kinds of moments. The little discoveries that don't always make it onto the top 10 lists, but still left an imprint on me. And I hope in some way they stay with you too. The next two bamboo spots I want to share are in a city that's probably on your list already, Kyoto. It's known for its iconic bamboo forests, and I'll show you a few ways to experience them more quietly, and maybe even crowd-free. The first place I recommend in Kyoto is a temple located just up the hill from the popular Gion district. Kodaiji Temple is a serene space with landscaped gardens and historical buildings you can actually step inside. Tucked away in the back is a beautifully quiet bamboo path, and I'm not sure if it's because of the admission fee, but when I visited, there was only one other person admiring the grove. It was a stark contrast to the busy streets just down the hill. So if you're already in the area, I definitely recommend stopping by for a peaceful pause away from the crowds of central Kyoto. When you think of bamboo forests in Kyoto, the first place that probably comes to mind is Arashiyama, and for good reason. It's beautiful, but it's also crowded. Visitors from all over the world come here, hoping to get that perfect photo without the crowds. And honestly, it can feel overwhelming. So, is the Arashiyama bamboo forest beautiful? Absolutely. Is it relaxing? Not always. Still, Arashiyama is one of my favorite areas to explore in Kyoto. There are so many shops, restaurants, temples, and scenic spots that I always love coming back each time I visit. And while the main bamboo path might be busy, I've learned to approach it differently. On my third visit, I finally found a little grove tucked away off the main road. I'd learned by then that the further you walk from the main shopping streets and train stations, the more space you'll find. It won't be completely empty, but you'll have room to breathe. I discovered the Sagano Arashiyama Bamboo Grove on my walk back from a temple at the start of Saga Torimoto Preserve Street, a peaceful road lined with historical homes that winds its way back down toward the center of Arashiyama. It was along that path that I found a grove of tall, whispering bamboo that was almost empty. Maybe it was the time of day, maybe it was luck, but it was peaceful, spacious, and exactly how I'd always imagined Arashiyama could feel. This was a great reminder to explore areas that are off the beaten path. While I dedicate my channel to sharing places to visit in Japan, I also want to gently encourage you to leave space in your day, to rest, to slow down, to follow your curiosity. I like to plan my days around just one or two main places. I make sure they're close to each other, and I leave the rest of the day for wandering. I rarely plan my meals because honestly, the food in Japan is so consistently good that I've rarely been disappointed. Unless there's a specific place I've been wanting to try, or let's say you have some dietary needs, I typically just walk around until something calls to me. And more often than not, it works out beautifully. If you're looking for more ideas or want to see what these places actually feel like in motion, I've shared many of them in other vlogs on my channel. Quiet walks, slow days, and soft moments captured along the way. So if these videos serve as your guide, let them also be your reminder. You can slow down in Japan. You don't need to do it all, and your trip can be just as beautiful when you leave room for the unexpected. I hope you found this video helpful and that it gave you a few ideas for peaceful bamboo walks to add to your itinerary. I'll see you in the next one.